Hi, this is Char, and welcome to my mini series. In this video, I'm going to share how you can make six figures in your pajamas working from home. If you looked at my last video, you heard how in 4 short years I went from $18,000 to $357,000, and I made that in 1 year. So I'm going to show you how you can start your own internet business and how you can go from zero to the sky is the limit. So keep watching and make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and let's get started. Okay, so if you're going to start an internet business, what's really important is deciding what you are going to offer. What services, is it going to be a service, or is it going to be knowledge based? Is it going to be services and knowledge based? And when I say knowledge based, I mean, for example, coaching or consulting, because it's based on your expertise and the knowledge that you have and people being willing to pay for that knowledge. So you want to decide, is that a business that you want to do? The great thing about that type of business is not a lot of overhead. Or are you going to offer products? So if you have products that you're going to offer, will you have to have inventory? Will they be drop shipped? You need to decide, what type of business that you want to have and you want to start. That is just so vitally important. And then you might have a knowledge-based products and services. That might include training or, books that you sell or manuals. So it's really important on the outset of deciding what is it that I'm going to offer my potential customer. And then look at what you already have in your hands. What talents, what gifts, what things are people always calling and asking you about as far as information? Are you a resource person? Are you a person that people are always tapping into, your information? Think about, what would people be willing to pay to get that information from you? Those are just the things. So start thinking about that. And then research as far as how much should you charge. And should you charge hourly? Should you charge by the project? Should you come up with a program? Just to let you know how we do it, we have pretty much 3 price points. One is hourly, that we don't advertise because we really don't want people to pay us hourly. So we have hourly, which is like $175 an hour. And then we have manuals that we sell, which is $2,800. And then we have a whole program, which is $10,000. And what we do is try to sell more programs, because this is how you have to think as far as pricing. If your goal is to make 6 figures, you only need to really generate about $8,000 a month to make 6 figures, which is not that much. So if you have a program, like for example, our program is $10,000. We only need 2 customers to get to $10,000. So because what they do is they pay 50% up front. And so that's $10,000 right there. And right there, that's over, you do that every month, that's over 6 figures. So if you do hourly, say you charge $150 or $175 an hour, you need a lot of customers to make a decent living. So that's, to me, it's not a real good way to build the business. I would say either do a product that's more of a higher cost product, if you can create that, if there's a demand for it, or definitely have a program that has a lot of different things in that program. I'm not going to go into those details, but you can research what type of program and what kind of price that you can charge based on the type of program that you have. It might be a coaching program or a consulting program, but whatever, a training program. Think about what kind of program can you create, and then what price point can you charge for that program. So then the next thing is to come up with a business name. The business name is really important, and it shouldn't be a business name that's really long, because you want to be able that people can remember your business name. So think about what type of business name. It might be a business name that's related to the type of product or service that you are offering to make it easier. And the other thing is you don't want to make the business name so weird or that nobody is going to remember it. So start thinking about what type of business name that you want to call your business. And then how will you operate your business? Will it be an LLC? Will it be sole proprietor? Will it be an incorporation? A sole proprietor is where it's just pretty much you, and you can use your social security number. You don't have to have a federal ID number or anything like that. And it's an easy way to go. You're kind of like a subcontractor, really. And then the LLC is when you are a company, you're a legal entity, you have your articles of incorporation, you go through the Secretary of State to get it. And it is a protection, like a corporation. Like if someone were to sue you, they wouldn't be able to sue you personally. They would sue your company, your LLC, which would separate your personal property from your business property. So LLC is that's what we have. And I like the LLC because it's for tax purposes, it's really easy. It's just what you brought in and what you spent, and then it's, you deducted, and then that's what you made. Then there's the incorporation. The thing about the incorporation is that it's a little bit more complicated, but not only that, you end up paying taxes twice. First of all, you pay the taxes for your corporation, but then if you pay yourself a salary, then you also have to pay taxes on your salary that you paid yourself. But also the taxes for an incorporation are more complicated because you have to file for your personal taxes and then your corporate taxes. So the whole process is, just more complicated. So if you're going to do this, the easiest way to do it is probably to do it as an LLC. Okay, so then the next thing is getting your EIN number, your federal ID number from the IRS. And you just go to irs.gov and it's free. So, and the process is pretty simple. Now, it's only really open between, and even though it's online, if you can imagine, they actually have hours that you can do it online. But I think it's it's Monday through Friday between 7 and 10 p.m. So you want to just make sure you do it, between those hours. But the process is really simple, and you get it pretty much, once you do it, you get your EIN and you have it, and it's a really important number. So you want to be sure to file it in a very important place so you can have access to it, because you'll need that to actually usually to get your business account. So also your EIN number, you want to have that. It's free. And then also a website domain. That's important. And going back to having a short business name, you want to generally have your domain for your website. You want it to have it as your business name, because it just looks good, and not only that, it's easier for people as part of your branding, and it also helps bring you higher up on the search engine. So that's a good reason to do it. So make sure that your domain, which might cost anywhere from $6 to $13, depending on which hosting company you go through or where you get it, but just have that, preferably your business name. And then choose the company to host your website. There's a lot of different companies out there that you can choose. We've been with the same company, which is BraveNet, since 2005. But there's GoDaddy. There's a whole lot of different ones out there. There's a Wix, I think they might have a free one or whatever where you can do it, and then if you add on different things, there's a cost to it. So just research it, and just go with the one that you feel comfortable with. And then the next thing is to make sure that you have a business phone number, and you can start off using your cell phone if you want. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. We have a landline, a designated business line for ours. We tried very briefly using a cell phone, and it just doesn't work. It cuts off. And, we just love having a designated business line. But if that's a extra expense that you can't afford, then and by all means start with what you have, and that might be a cell phone.
Success tips for year 1. The first, take your business serious by setting goals. The second, be patient because success doesn't happen overnight. Number 3, stay focused by eliminating distractions. Number 4, market and brand your business everywhere on the internet. These steps are necessary, but each person might accomplish them in a different order. If you liked our Love Reconciled video, hey, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to click below to subscribe and ring that bell to be notified for more Love Reconciled videos. We have a lot more to share, and you don't want to miss one. Hey, remember, love God more than anything.
And you'll do right by everything.
We love you.
See you next time.